Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your continued support to the channel. Now, there is a lot of confusion and error as far as the Nyanza politics is concerned. And this is partly because Raila Odinga for very many years has controlled the Nyanza politics for his own benefit and for the benefit of his people, the people of Nyanza. And it is a fact that Raila Odinga is now facing his twilight days, his twilight political days. And many are arguing that Raila wants to take back people to the government because almost for the entire period that he's been in politics, he spent time in opposition politics because many a times his supporters believe that he used to win elections, especially from 2007, 2013, 2017, and 2022, but he has never been declared the winner. So he has been playing opposition politics. But now many believe that he's getting them back to the government before he retires, a move that has elicited sharp criticism from certain quarters. Now, the confusion was further aggravated when Raila Odinga shook hands with William Samoei Ruto, and they formed this broad-based government. In Nyanza, people are really divided. There are questions that they're asking, and some of the questions are we in government or not? That is in Nyanza, because Raila says they are not in government. He's putting it that he lent William Ruto some experts when his government was about to collapse during and after the Gen Z protest. But he maintains that he's never in government. But some of his very closest allies like Upondo Kaluma, Opiyo and I, Sam Atandi, are saying that they are in this government to stay and to protect and shield William Ruto from any kind of criticism. People like Junet, Mohammed and Joe have put it plainly that they are ready to tackle and meet any person who wants to criticize William Samoei Ruto. So people are asking, are we really in government? That is from Luo. Because Raila says they are not in government. His allies are saying they are in government and they are ready to protect. They are asking, if they are in government, are they benefiting? And they are not talking about the benefit of the very individuals who have been appointed into government. Is the benefit escalating to all the people of Nyanza? That is the question they are asking. And the next question that they're asking, if the benefits, for example, if the appointments are what the proponents of the broad-based government are talking about, the other question that is coming out is, are they being given those fair share of the national cake as a matter of sympathy, as a matter of grace from William Samoei Ruto? Or is it their rights as taxpayers in this country? The other question that they are asking, if they're indeed in government, for how long? Are they supporting William Ruto from now up to 2027, or they will support William Ruto beyond? That is a question that they are asking. And then the last question is whether they're in government or not. So are they going to be blindfolded and muzzled so that they are not talking when things are going wrong? Those are questions that are lingering in the minds of many Kenyans, sober Kenyans from Nyanza. Raila Odinga and Oburu Odinga have spoken, and they're saying that we cannot continue politicking forever. And they're saying that they have to stabilize this government so that William Ruto can finish his term. From there, they will cross that bridge when they reach it. Now, Ida Odinga put it in a very short parable, and I want to play you that video. Ida was speaking in the Luo dialect, and she was saying that there is some political drizzling. It's not raining heavily, but we can see some little rains. And Ida is telling people to take advantage of the very little rains to plant, as the Nyanza is waiting for even the bigger torrential rains. She's saying that let us take advantage of this even as we wait. In other words, she's telling people that the very small handshake that they have with the very few people that are in the government, let them take advantage, support this government, even as we wait for a bigger one, which I don't know. But listen to Odinga, and I will be playing to you another video just immediately of someone telling the Odinga family that you can go and form government. It is your nature. You've formed penchant of doing it over the years. But please do not force others to join with you. Board alone. And let those who don't want to board also remain behind. As we listen to Ida, because there are more clips that I want us to play, just how William Ruto has created confusion in the ODM in Nyanza, because it is now in clear discord. Others are saying, stop muzzling us. We must speak. Here's Odinga, but before that, allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. Also, like and share our videos. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Nyidho moro nitie matin manyidho e Kenya ka. Akia kata unene. Uneno nyidhono. Nyidhono. Komie uru. Kik iwe ni dito ni koth maduong' chieng' moro kobiro. Eka nwako. Whatever you can get now. Gi nyidhono. Komie uru.
Mama Ida Odinga, hatuna shida na nyinyi kuingia kwa government, sababu hiyo ndo tabia yenye mmezoea. Kila siku watu wetu kama jamii ya Wajaluo tukisa kufa, munapitia kwa mlango ya nyuma, munaingia kwa government. Hatujakataa Mama Aida. Lakini swali langu ni moja. Ni which government ambaye tunaingia? Kwa government ambaye iliua watu wetu 2020 financial bill ya 2023 to 2024. Kwa government yenye iliua watu wetu kwa financial bill ya 2024-2025. Mama Aida, nyinyi ingeni tu kwa government ya Ruto, hatukatai. Lakini sisi kama jamii ya Wajaluo, musitulazimishe na kuingia kwa president kusupport William Samoei Ruto. Musitulazimishe nayo. Sijui ni pesa gani inatembea hapa Nyanza saizi kwa ma MPs wetu. Ambaye ma MPs wetu saizi sisi kama raia tumekuwa adui wao. Sababu gani? Sababu tunapinga broad-based government. Sababu tunapinga. Sasa sisi kama wananchi ambaye tuliwapea kazi, sasa tunakuwa adui wao. Kama Ruto anawapea pesa, kuleni tu pesa na vizuri tu. Lakini msiwe na mdomo mingi ya kukuja kutulazimisha nayo tuingie katika serikali ya William Samoei Ruto. Sisi hatuingii. Comes rains, comes shine. Sisi hatuingii kwa government ya William Samoei Ruto. Hatuingii. Na sisi kama vijana wa Luo Nyanza hatutaingia.
Now, you've seen there is some discord. James Orengo, the governor of Siaya, is one person who has come out and he's saying that we are blindly getting into Ruto's trap because he believes Ruto is a sinking ship. But I want us to look at one very question that no one is answering. Because Orengo is asking one question that the day that question will be answered, I will be home and dry. Orengo is asking, we have a government that we have claimed killed our people. When Raila led the Azimio protest, his people were largely killed. They were being retrieved from the houses in Kisumu and they were killed. Orengo is saying that even as you tell us to take advantage of the rains, what are we doing about the people who are killed? They were killed because we invited them to go for protest. Why? You are saying that your votes were rigged. So these people went. They were your soldiers. You led them to war. They were killed and they were maimed. What are we doing about it? The very, very king that killed your people is now your best friend. And Orengo is asking, really? Is it the right thing to do?
I'm saying, me as James Agre Orengo, putting aside even my position as a governor, that justice must be done. We cannot kill our people And the time when we are mourning them, we are looking for officers. That cannot happen. We must first deal with injustice before we can deal with questions that arise out of that injustice. So I'm praying that Kenyans will listen to the voices of mothers like Mother Kevin to see that justice is done. Justice is done. And I want to say, those who are in a rush to join Ruto, that Ruto is a passing cloud. I am saying that without a fear of contradiction. I'm urging everybody that joining Ruto is a disaster, is an abomination. It cannot work. And nobody is going to tell us. When you are saying Ruto must go, Ruto must go, Ruto, when we say Ruto must go with all his people. The entire government must go. Nobody is going to remain there.
As Orengo does that, some people do not understand the sense. And I think it is because they have never lost a child or a relative in this post-election, violence, in this protests that are entrenched in the constitution. They have never felt or tasted the police brutality, the mayhem that is always unleashed on them by government. And they feel that when Orengo is asking such questions, Orengo is now an enemy of the people. But some are very sober. And I want you to listen to this Nyanza senator, the Homa Bay senator, Kajuan, who is saying that, yes, we gave William Ruto people to work. We can call them experts. But this doesn't mean that when things are not right, then we should not speak out.
Support our nominees who are in the cabinet because we are sure that they are experts and they are going to make the right decisions. But in that support, let us be loyal patriots and not sycophants. When things are not going right in government, we must call them out. We have challenges in the education sector. We must speak about them. We have challenges in the health sector. We must speak about them. Raila Amolo Odinga himself has spoken out against abductions. We must speak against them. So let us not have a problem with our brothers who perhaps have a contrary view. That is a democracy that Raila Amolo Odinga fought for. And that is the democracy that we embrace in our party called ODM.
That is the situation we are in Nyanza. And that is why when this photo came out of allegedly the Raila's aide pushing James Orengo away from him, we were wondering, why now? And I think some people are also taking advantage of the looming or what seems to be differences between Orengo and Raila, or Orengo's supporters and Raila's supporters. I've looked at this picture and I'm like, is it Photoshop? At some point they were trying to say that, this happened during the burial of Raila's longest aide, Odwar. But then when we checked the colors of the attire that Raila had on that day, it was not this very same one. But now the question, because I think this happened sometimes last year, I don't know whether it was intentional. I don't know whether it is Photoshop. I don't know whether Odwar was just trying to block Raila as he was heading to the helicopter. Something must have been happening. But it portrays a very cool picture. It is not misrepresentation. It depicts what exactly is happening now. Because there are people who do not want James Orengo to speak. James Orengo, Babu Owino, Caleb Hamisi, Edwin Sifuna have stood up against this dictatorial tendency where you do not want leaders to speak out. We want some kind of a messianic worship where Raila says something, it is Alpha and Omega. Whether it is wrong or right, you don't need to question. And this is the same thing that those who have worked with William Ruto have been accusing Ruto of. He captures all the arms of the government, the judiciary. He has captured the parliament and all the other independent institutions. So this is dictatorship elevated between the two of them. But there is a lot of confusion even among the people, because others, there's this group that is saying we should listen to Raila Amolo Odinga. He's our leader. When he says left, we go left. When he says right, akituambia tuende tujitumbukize kwa maji tunaenda. But there's another group that is saying no. We should interrogate what Raila is telling us. Is it right for us? Is it benefiting him as an individual and his family? Is it the benefit that escalates to the other people mpaka ule mtu wa chini? Where is justice? That is the question they are asking. And there are two questions that no one is really answering. Orengo is asking, where is justice? And the answer to that question is, why are you opposing Baba? How is opposing Baba related to a very genuine question, where is justice to the victims who are killed? Parents buried their children, and Raila led a brigade when they were doing the mass requiem for the victims. No one is answering that question. No one would be even answering. Gen Zs were killed, Azimio supporters were killed, people like Cherera and Irene Masit fled to asylums. Where is justice for them? When you ask that, unapinga Baba. To me, that is not the right way to go. If they believe that they're in government, that government, because what they were telling us is they went to correct the mess in the government. But far from it, they didn't go there. Now we can safely conclude that they went there to perpetuate corruption, because corruption has not ended. Tribalism has not ended. As they pretend that they want to unite this country, they are pushing others to the periphery. We believed that Rigathi Gachagua was a tribalist because he was speaking that which William Ruto was practicing. William Ruto wanted this to be practiced without being mentioned. And that was the only crime that Rigathi did. Rigathi was speaking about shareholding, yet William Ruto was practicing shareholding. Now that the ODM has joined the government, they are perpetuating tribalism. They removed all the Rigathi allies in their parliamentary committees, including the Budget and Appropriation Committee that is now taken over by my member of parliament, Sam Atandi Meli. So they have perpetuated this corruption. They removed Rigathi Gachagua for talking about shareholding. Now they are demanding for their shares, saying we have stabilized the government. Corruption is still going on. Wastage is the order of the day. Tribalism is the order of the day. So things are not different. And therefore they cannot pretend that they went there to create order. There is still confusion. We are also perpetuating this norm that you must align yourself to the government of the day for you to get developments. When I understand that Raila himself had told us that because we are Kenyans, we pay taxes. When you buy anything in this country, there is some VAT that has been levied on it. So we are taxpayers. And so when you are getting these, appointments, these goodies, we must take them as our rights, not as favor. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Orengo has said he will not be intimidated. He must speak. You've seen Kajwang saying, yes, we have our people in the government, but we cannot be intimidated. We must speak. This kind of hero worship must stop. If some people feel that they're in government, let them allow those who are not in government to speak out. Kenya does not only belong to those who are in government. Kenya does not only belong to those who are in the broad-based government. Kenya belongs to all of us. We have allowed them to talk. Let them allow us to speak, those who feel they are not in government. Nyanza must be liberated so that people can speak their own mind. People must be free. But even as we do that, I want to caution. Because in 2002, when the country was tired of Moi, Raila Amolo Odinga said Kibaki tosha, because we wanted to eradicate Moi and its roots. But James Orengo was used by Moi himself to go and contest as a president to divide votes. Those are facts that some of us do not want to listen to. And maybe it is the fear that we still have. In as much as Orengo must speak out his mind, and we agree with him that Ruto could be a passing cloud. Ruto has become the worst president. But caution must also be taken so that even as people rally together against Ruto, let us not fall into a trap where one person is also being misused. So people are also very curious. Once bitten, twice shy. What Orengo did in 2022 is still in 2002 is still haunting him to date. There are people are genuinely interrogating, why is Orengo behaving this way? And so, ladies and gentlemen, we must be liberated from our own fears. We must be liberated from all this intimidation. Kenya is a democratic country. Let us speak our mind. Let leaders allow, wananchi to choose where they want to, what they want to follow and where they want to go.